Ladies and gentlemen, here's the show everybody has been waiting for, the Gadget Professor. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce you to the professor himself, Don Bain.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Gadget Professor. My name is Don Bain and I am delighted that everyone decided to tune in to the Gadget Professor today, so a large welcome to everybody. The Gadget Professor is now heard over 160 countries around the world, so we are very excited about that. And I really appreciate everybody tuning into our program. Of course, you can email me anytime at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. I would be more than happy to hear from you. I would welcome any suggestions or thoughts you have on the program. If you have a gadget that you'd like us to review, send that along via email. Just say review and whatever the gadget name is, and we will take a look at that and we'll get in touch with you and we'll take a look at your gadget. So again, that's thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. Please, let me hear from you. Also, we would love you to subscribe to the show. If you're not already subscribed, you can do that very easily. You would go to thegadgetprofessor.com, go to our webpage, and when you dial into the webpage, you will see kind of in the middle of the page, right here it says The Gadget Professor, and if you click on subscribe, that will assure you of getting every show, which typically comes out so far every Thursday night we bring the show up. And the Gadget Professor is a very proud member of the Geek News Central Network, and Todd Cochran is a good friend of mine, and I enjoy very much working with him, and I would encourage you to tune in to Geek News Central to listen to a really fine podcast on a lot of different subjects, a lot of new technology. So again, hello there, Todd, how you doing? Today what we're going to do is review a very unique gadget, and it's been around forever. You have seen it on TV over 100,000 times for sure. And today we're going to be reviewing the device called Magic Jack. So we'll take a look at this device in a few minutes. It's quite an interesting device, and we'll give it a review for you. Before we do that, I'd like to take a look at some interesting websites today. I have two of them for you today. One is kind of a fun site, and it's called ThinkGeek, thinkgeek.com. And on this site, it has a variety of different types of gadgets, and it has lights and lasers and all kinds of fun things. Your kids will certainly love this if you're trying to think of a unique gift for them. The lights and lasers are pretty cool. I've always liked these sun and moon jars. They just glow really cool, and they're $34 for three of them. They look kind of neat. I like them. And there are power devices to power up devices in your car, and security things, and in general it's just a very interesting website, and take a peek at it. It's called ThinkGeek. Another site that I am very, very fond of, which is a very, very cool website, is called DoD Tracker. Deal of the Day, DoD Tracker. And if you look at this website, it really shows you a synopsis of what some of the great deals are every day of the week. And if you go to this one-a-day sites right here, if we click on this, this is really cool. The DoD Tracker brings you every day all the cool sales that are happening on all the various websites. So you never know what's going to be up there, but it's a very interesting site, and something you may want to check out, because you never know what you're going to find, and you're never going to know what the prices are going to be. So that would be DoD Tracker, Deal of the Day Tracker, and I think it's a fun site. I check it out almost every day, and you find some pretty cool things on there. And also you find some websites that you didn't even know existed that are reputable websites, but you just don't know they exist. So if you go to DoD Tracker, it will tell you a lot of those, and it alerts you to some interesting things. So now, without further ado, we shall take a look at the gadget of the day, which is called Magic Jack. And we'll take a close-up look at this on camera 2 right now. It's a very small device, and as you can see, it's very tiny, and there's not much to it. You can see the guts of this. If you had it up close, you can see the little IC circuits. Here is a USB port, and then on the back side, you don't see this much anymore. This is a phone jack. So if we go back to the main camera, what you would do is basically, if you have one of these old devices, in case you don't know what this is a telephone, a hardwired telephone. They're very rare today. But what you do is you would take this plug, and this would actually connect right into the back of the Magic Jack, if you will. So that's one way of operating this. This, of course, and we'll show you this, of course plugs into your USB port on your computer. And then you would just use the phone, you would use the phone and dial this way. So if you don't have a phone with you, not to worry. This will actually dial out from the computer. So the way it hooks up is quite simple. We're just going to plug this into the USB port. So we'll switch back now to the actual website here, and I'm going to plug this device into the computer. So it's now plugged in. When it's plugged in, it will light up. I have a blue light. I guess there's purple and green, so don't worry if mine happens to be blue. If yours becomes purple or whatever, it doesn't matter. So once it turns on, which is all automatic, there's no switch or anything, it automatically knows that it's there and will turn itself on. You will load software if it's the first time. It will actually load it onto your computer. And right now it says 1 minute of patience for a lifetime of savings. So it senses that the Magic Jack is in there, and it's actually going to load the software. And of course, if there's any updates, even if you've installed the software, if there's any new updates, once you plug the Magic Jack into your USB port, it automatically knows that it's there, and it will say, would you like to update? Of course, you say yes, and away you go. Now, what the Magic Jack device lets you do for a one-time charge, I think it's $39 a month, although they do run sales, you actually get unlimited calls across the United States. So this is the actual interface of the Magic Jack. I'm going to move this up here a little bit. And you do get some advertising over here on the left-hand side. And on this portion, you'll actually see that it's a telephone dial. It has all your numbers there. You can load in your contacts. It will also show you your calls. It has a redial feature. It also has a voicemail feature, so you can actually leave voicemail for people if your Magic Jack isn't plugged in. If I had my Magic Jack plugged in like I do now, when someone called me on my phone number, it would actually ring through the computer, which is kind of nice. You can also forward your calls and things like that. So right now, I'm going to just click on dial my cell phone. And I'm going to hit send, and here's my cell phone. And it says Magic Jack on my cell phone, and I'm going to answer this. Hello, this is the Gadget Professor. So you can hear me echoing through, I think. And I'm picking this right up on my computer. And I can hear it fine, and actually I'm wireless on my computer, so it will work wirelessly. I'm going to hang this up now so you don't get that audio feedback, but it works quite well. Again, I'm wireless, and it dialed right out immediately. You can leave voicemail, and actually there's a voicemail button right here, so if you want to listen to the voicemail. So you can actually hear the voicemail, leave voicemail. That works quite well. And the thing that you need to be careful about is the 411, an emergency call. You need to put your location. You actually physically have to put your home address into the software so that if you have to make an emergency call using Magic Jack, it will port it to the local police station. If you forget to do that, your 411 or your 911, excuse me, your 911 won't be accessible. So make sure that for your emergency calls, not 411, 911, that will, you take care of that. Otherwise, you won't have that feature. The advertising doesn't really bother me. It's there. If you go on to the Magic Jack website, which I'm going to do now, I'll fold this down, and let's see if we can get this open. Here we go. They have a free trial, and they frequently run free trials, which will allow you to use the Magic Jack website and make unlimited free phone calls using the site itself. So basically, it will allow you to use the software that we just saw. And again, it works quite well. In terms of cost, I believe it's $39.95. CVS sells this. The features that you get are local and long distance, free directory assistance, free phone number, so it will give you a phone number. You have free call waiting, free voicemail, and free caller ID. Interestingly enough, I don't see the cost right up front on the website, but again, I believe it's $39.95. They also have a Magic Jack conference call that you can do, so it's a pretty interesting device. I'm going to click on the free trial here, so you actually put your name, your phone number. They don't seem to take a credit card to access the free trial. They may, but at least when I'm looking at the screen, it doesn't show that. So it has been advertised a zillion times, the Magic Jack. I don't use it as my main phone. I've had the device. I've frequently used it for travel. So I would bring a small portable headset, which I didn't mention to you. You can bring a headset with a microphone on it, plug that into your audio jack, and you can actually talk on the headset through your computer and the microphone with the Magic Jack. That works well. That's what I would recommend for use. I would not use the microphone as I am now without the headset because you get feedback and it picks up all kinds of noise, the microphone that's typically built inside your computer. So you have two modes in which you can use a Magic Jack. One is a phone, and if you're traveling, you certainly don't want to bring this phone with you every time you pack. If you're in your home, you can certainly use this. Just plug it into the Magic Jack and your phone will ring just like a normal phone, and you would make your outgoing calls, again, using the phone. If you want to use it on the computer, what I would recommend is one of those headsets. I know Logitech makes one. They're about $25, $30. It just plugs into the audio jack on your computer. You put that on your head. It has a little adjustable microphone with some noise cancellation in it, and that works great for travel. They also have an international calling plan, which is cheaper. Basically, Magic Jack is VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. It's been around for a long time. It works well. If you have a reasonably fast internet connection, you shouldn't notice any distortion or any gaps in your conversation. I have had that happen to me in certain situations. I've had the Magic Jack for probably 3 years now. It's definitely gotten better than what it is. So in general, I'm comfortable recommending the Magic Jack for $39 unlimited for the year. It's worth it. They do have a 3 and I think a 5-year plan where if you pay up front, you get a discount on that $39 and you get unlimited calls for 5 years. And it's very reasonably priced. The only disadvantage of doing that, if Magic Jack should go down, go bankrupt, obviously their servers won't be up and you'll be stuck because there's no way to get your money back. So for $39 a year, it's probably worth it. If you travel, it's good. Many people why not just use Skype? It's a reasonable question. Why not just use Skype? The quality of Skype is excellent in terms of phone calls, and Skype happens to be free. They do have a service where you would pay for calls via your computer to landlines, but it's comparable with this, and it's tough to say which I would recommend, Skype over Magic Jack. I think I would actually go with the Skype because it's more world-renowned, if you will. But Magic Jack does have its place, and it certainly does work. And test it out. Go on the website. They have a free trial, and see what you think. It's certainly easy enough to carry around. So I hope you've enjoyed today's review of Magic Jack. And from the Gadget Professor, I'd like to say so long until next week. Stay tuned to the Gadget Professor.